My name is Ezra Monroe, and I had exactly 45 minutes to marry a man I'd never met. Ezra, where the hell is your suit? That was my older brother, Sebastian, currently losing his mind in the hotel suite, while 200 wedding guests waited downstairs. I'm not wearing a suit, I yelled back, rifling through my duffel bag. I brought jeans and a hoodie because I'm here as a guest, remember? It's your other brother's wedding, not mine. Plans changed, Sebastian shouted, and he sounded on the verge of tears. Marcus ran away. I froze. What? Marcus ran away. Sebastian appeared in the doorway, still in his underwear, mascara running down his face. He left a note saying he's in love with his personal trainer, and he's sorry but he can't go through with the wedding. Oh my God. I breathed. Seb, I'm so sorry. Sorry doesn't help me. Sebastian shrieked. Do you know who's downstairs right now? The Silvanos, the most powerful mafia family on the East Coast. This wedding was supposed to merge our families. Dad promised Dante Silvano a Monroe groom, and if we don't deliver, they'll kill us. Actually kill us. I stared at my brother. You're joking. Do I look like I'm joking? Sebastian's eye was twitching. Dad made a deal. A Monroe marries a Silvano to unite the families and secure peace. If we back out now, they'll consider it an insult. An act of war. But Marcus is gone. Sebastian grabbed my shoulders, shaking me. He's probably in Cabo with his trainer right now. But the wedding is in 43 minutes and we need a groom. My stomach dropped. No, Seb, don't even. You have to do it. What? You have to marry Dante Silvano. Sebastian was full-on sobbing now. You're the only other option. It's you or we all die. I'm not marrying some mafia boss I've never met. I shouted, backing away. That's insane. That's literally insane. Ezra, please. Sebastian fell to his knees. Actually fell to his knees. I know it's crazy, but Dad already gambled away half our fortune, and the Silvanos are the only thing keeping us afloat. If this wedding doesn't happen, they'll pull their support and we'll lose everything. Then tell them the truth. Tell them Marcus ran away. They won't care. Sebastian wailed. The contract says a Monroe groom. It doesn't specify which Monroe. You're 24, you're single, He looked me up and down. You're cute enough. Gee, thanks. I said casually. And you're here. Sebastian grabbed my hands. Please, Ezra. Please. I'm begging you. Just marry him. Just for tonight. We can figure out an annulment later, but right now we need to get you to that altar or Dad is going to have a heart attack and Mom is going to kill herself and I'm going to... Okay. I shouted, mostly to stop him from hyperventilating. I'll do it. I'll marry him. Sebastian's face lit up. Really? Yes. But only because I don't want to die. I ran my hands through my hair. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm doing this. What's he even like? This Dante guy. Sebastian's expression went carefully neutral. He's, Sebastian. He's fine. Totally fine. Sebastian. Okay, so he's a little intense, Sebastian admitted. And by intense, I mean terrifying. He runs the Silvano family's operations and he's known for being completely ruthless, and also he's never smiled in his entire life and people call him the Reaper, because apparently I'm marrying the Reaper? It's just a nickname. A death-related nickname. Ezra, please. Sebastian was pulling clothes out of the closet now. Look, here's Marcus's suit. It might be a little big, but we can pin it. I stared at the pristine white Tom Ford tuxedo. This was really happening. I was really about to marry a mafia boss nicknamed the Reaper to save my family from financial ruin and/or actual murder. My life was a joke. Fine, I muttered, grabbing the suit. But you owe me, like, forever. I'll name my firstborn after you. You're getting a vasectomy after this stress. I snapped, yanking on the pants. 20 minutes later, I was dressed, pinned, and looked semi-presentable if you ignored the fact that I was having a full-scale panic attack. You look great, Sebastian said, adjusting my bow tie with shaking hands. Really great. Dante's going to love you. Dante's going to murder me when he finds out I'm not Marcus. Not if you're charming. I'm not charming. I'm a broke art student who lives in a basement apartment with 3 roommates and a cat named Spaghetti. Well, after tonight you'll be living in a mansion with a mafia husband. So that's an upgrade. Sebastian checked his watch and went pale. Oh God, we have 5 minutes. Dad's going to walk you down the aisle. Dad knows about this? Everyone knows except Dante, Sebastian hissed. Now come on. He dragged me out of the suite and down the hallway. I could hear the string quartet playing, could smell the flowers, could feel my entire life spiraling out of control. We reached the grand ballroom doors and my father was there, looking about as panicked as I felt. Ezra, he said, gripping my shoulders. Thank you. You're saving this family. I'm committing fraud, I corrected. Potato, potato, Dad said. Now smile and try not to look terrified. I am terrified. Fake it. The doors opened. 200 people turned to stare. And at the end of the aisle, standing at the altar in a black tuxedo that probably cost more than my entire college education, was him. Dante Silvano, 6'4", broad shoulders, dark hair slicked back, sharp jaw, and eyes. Oh God, his eyes. Like black ice. Cold. Calculating. Deadly. He was the most beautiful and most terrifying man I'd ever seen. And he was staring directly at me with an expression that clearly said, "Who the hell is this? Go!" Dad whispered, pushing me forward. I walked down the aisle on legs that felt like jelly. Every step felt like walking toward my execution. The guests were whispering. I heard snippets. That's not Marcus. Who is that? Is this a joke? I reached the altar and Dante's eyes narrowed. Who? He said in a voice like gravel and smoke. Are you? I squeaked. Ezra. Ezra Monroe. Sebastian's brother. Marcus had a thing. An emergency. So I'm the substitute groom. Surprise. The entire room went silent. Dante stared at me for a long, horrible moment. Then he smiled. And it was the most dangerous smile I'd ever seen. Interesting, he said softly. Very interesting. The officiant cleared his throat nervously. Should we proceed? Oh, we're proceeding, Dante said, his eyes never leaving mine. Aren't we, Ezra? It wasn't a question. It was a command. Why, yes, I stammered. Good. Dante took my hand and I felt electricity shoot up my arm. Let's get married then. And that's how I, Ezra Monroe, 24-year-old art student with $17 in my bank account, married the most dangerous man on the East Coast. The officiant rushed through the ceremony. I barely heard the words. I was too busy trying not to pass out. Do you, Dante Silvano, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? I do, Dante said, his grip on my hand tightening. And do you, Ezra Monroe, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? I looked into Dante's dark eyes, saw something flicker there, something possessive and hungry. I do, I whispered. You may kiss the groom. Oh no. Dante pulled me against him with one arm, his other hand cupping the back of my neck, and kissed me. And it wasn't a gentle, ceremonial kiss. It was claiming, possessive, demanding. His tongue swept into my mouth and I gasped, gripping his shoulders to keep from falling. Heat flooded my body. My knees went weak. I'd never been kissed like this in my entire life. When he finally pulled back, I was breathless and dizzy. Mine, Dante murmured against my lips, quiet enough that only I could hear. You're mine now, Ezra. The crowd erupted in applause. But all I could think was, what the hell have I gotten myself into? The second we were pronounced married, Dante's hand clamped around my waist and steered me toward the reception hall. Smile, he ordered quietly. I am smiling. You look like you're being held hostage. Before I could respond, my cousin Ashley came barreling toward us, phone in hand, mascara running down her face. Ezra, oh my God. What happened? She shoved her phone in our faces. On the screen was a live video of Marcus on a beach in Cabo. Finally free from that arranged marriage bullshit. Marcus was saying, clearly drunk, arm around his trainer. My family can go fuck themselves. I'm not marrying some mafia psychopath for their business deal. If they want the Silvanos so bad, they can marry them themselves. The video had 47,000 views. And climbing. Oh no, I breathed. Oh yes. Marcus continued on screen. You know what? I hope Dante Silvano sees this. I hope he knows I'd rather die than marry into his fucked up crime family. The Silvanos can take their blood money and their violence and shove it up there. Dante plucked the phone from Ashley's hand and watched the rest. His expression didn't change. That was somehow worse than if he'd gotten angry. Well, Dante said pleasantly, handing the phone back. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate? I squeaked. He just told 50,000 people you're a crime family. We prefer alternative business solutions, Dante corrected. He pulled out his own phone. Excuse me for a moment. He stepped away and I watched in horror as he made a call. Yes, Marcus Monroe. Cabo. I want him back in the country within 6 hours. I don't care how you do it. Alive, preferably, but I'm flexible. Dante. I grabbed his arm. You can't kidnap my brother. I'm not kidnapping him. I'm retrieving stolen property. He's a person. He signed a contract, Dante said coldly. He agreed to this marriage. The fact that he's currently bad-mouthing my family to the internet changes nothing. But he's in Mexico. Not for long. Dante finished his call and turned to me. Now, where were we? Oh yes, our reception. He pulled me into the hall where everyone was staring at their phones, watching Marcus's video. The whispers started immediately. Did he say crime family? The Silvanos are mafia. Oh my God, we're at a MOB wedding. My father rushed over, sweating profusely. Dante, I can explain. Can you? Dante's voice was ice. Can you explain why your son just broadcast to 60,000 people that my family is involved in organized crime? Can you explain the PR nightmare this is going to cause? Can you explain why I shouldn't END you right now? It was a mistake. Marcus is drunk. He doesn't know what he's saying. He seems pretty clear to me, Dante said. He pulled out his phone and played the video again. Loudly, the Silvanos are fucking criminals. They're violent. They're dangerous. And my family is insane for getting in bed with them. Several guests gasped and started edging toward the exits. This is a disaster, my mother wailed. Our reputation is ruined. Your reputation? Dante laughed, and it was a terrible sound. Mrs. Monroe, I run a billion-dollar empire. I have senators in my pocket. I have judges on my payroll. Your son just declared war on national television, and you're worried about your reputation. What are you going to do? My father whispered. Dante smiled. I'm going to activate the penalty clause. No, I stepped between them. You can't. That's not fair. Fair. Dante turned those dark eyes on me. Your brother just committed slander, breach of contract, and caused irreparable damage to my family's public image. The penalty clause is the least of what I could do. But my family didn't know he was going to do that. They knew he didn't want to marry me. Dante shot back. They knew he was unstable, and they sent him anyway. That's negligence. So punish Marcus, not everyone else. Oh, I will, Dante assured me. But your family owes me compensation for this mess, and I'm taking it. How much? My father asked desperately. Everything, Dante said simply. Every asset, every account, every property, all of it. My mother fainted, literally fainted. Sebastian caught her. Wait, I grabbed Dante's arm again. There has to be another way. There isn't. What if? My mind raced. What if we fix this? What if we do damage control? It's too late for that. The video has 100,000 views now. Then we make a new video, I said desperately. We show everyone the marriage happened. We prove Marcus is wrong. Dante studied me. And how exactly would we do that? By making this the biggest love story of the year. The words tumbled out. We do interviews. We do social media. We make everyone fall in love with us so much they forget about Marcus. That's insane, Dante said. It's brilliant. Sebastian jumped in. Think about it. Runaway groom's brother steps up and finds true love. The internet would eat that up. We'd have to sell it, Dante said slowly. Completely. No half measures. We can do that, I said, even though I had no idea if I could. Every event, every appearance, every moment would have to be perfect. Dante stepped closer. You'd have to move into my house, share my bed, convince the world we're madly in love. For 3 years, I said. That was the deal. No. Dante's smile was sharp. The deal just changed. Marcus's stunt added new damages. You want to save your family? Fine. But now you owe me 5 years. And in those 5 years, you don't just pretend to be my husband. You become my husband. Public and private. No separate rooms. No boundaries. You're mine in every way. That's not. Those are my terms, Dante said. Take them or I start seizing assets in the next 10 minutes. I looked at my family, my unconscious mother, my terrified father, my brother who looked like he might cry. Then I looked back at Dante. One condition, I said, his eyebrow raised. You're negotiating? You don't touch Marcus, I said firmly. Whatever you were planning, the kidnapping, the retrieval, you call it off. He's an idiot, but he's still my brother. Dante considered this. Fine. Marcus gets immunity, but only because you asked. And I wanted in writing that after 5 years, I'm free. Clean break. No extensions. Agreed, Dante said. Anything else? Yeah. I stepped closer, lifting my chin. If I'm doing this, if I'm selling my life for 5 years, then you better make it worth my while. I want a salary, a real one, and I want my own money, my own bank account that you can't touch. Dante's eyes gleamed with something like respect. Done. 50,000 a month. 100,000. 75. 90. 85, and that's final. Deal. I stuck out my hand. Dante looked at it, then at me. You know what you just agreed to? I agreed to save my family and make you look good for 5 years. You agreed to be mine, Dante corrected. In public and in private. That means when I touch you, you don't flinch. When I kiss you, you kiss back. When I want you in my bed, you're there. Understood. My heart was hammering. Understood. Good. He ignored my hand and grabbed my face instead, kissing me hard in front of everyone. When he pulled back, I was breathless and furious and weirdly turned on. 5 years, Dante murmured. This is going to be fun. For you maybe. Oh no, sweetheart. His smile was wicked. You're going to enjoy this too. I'll make sure of it. Before I could respond, his phone rang. He answered it, still holding my gaze. Yes, I'm aware the video is going viral. No, we're handling it. Actually, pull up my Instagram. Yes, I have Instagram, Tony. Don't sound so shocked. I'm about to post something. He pulled me against his side, lifted his phone, and before I could process what was happening, took a selfie of us. What are you? Shoo. He was typing. Then he showed me the screen. The photo showed us pressed together. Dante's arm around my waist. Me looking shocked and flushed. Him looking possessive and smug. The caption read, to everyone asking, yes, I got married tonight. No, it wasn't to Marcus Monroe. This is Ezra, my real husband. The one I actually wanted. Marcus can enjoy Mexico. I'll enjoy the man who had the courage to show up. Hashtag no regrets, hashtag upgrade complete, hashtag sorry not sorry. You can't post that. Already did. He hit share. Within 30 seconds, the comments started pouring in. OMG, who is he? He's so cute. Wait, this is better than the original plan. Enemies to lovers? I ship it. Marcus's video had 100,000 views. Dante's post hit 1 million in 5 minutes. Holy shit! Sebastian breathed, watching over my shoulder. That's impossible, I said. I have 42 million followers, Dante said simply. I don't post often. When I do, people pay attention. 42 million? Give or take. He was scrolling through comments now, looking pleased. Look at that. They love you. They don't even know me. They will. Dante pocketed his phone and addressed the room. Everyone, I have an announcement. The reception fell silent. As you've probably seen, my former fiancé decided to publicly humiliate both our families tonight, Dante said. He called us criminals, said I was a psychopath, told the world he'd rather die than marry me. Uncomfortable murmurs. Here's what he doesn't know, Dante continued, pulling me flush against him. I never wanted to marry Marcus anyway. Gasped. I wanted him. Dante's hand slid to my lower back. Ezra Monroe, the brother who actually showed up. The one with courage. The one who's been quietly extraordinary while Marcus took all the credit. And tonight, I got exactly what I wanted. The room was dead silent. So Marcus can have Mexico, Dante said. And I'll have Ezra. And we're going to be so, damn, happy, that in a year Marcus will regret ever walking away. He kissed me again, deeper this time, and the room erupted in applause. When he pulled back, I was dizzy. That's your story, Dante murmured in my ear. Runaway groom's brother steals the show and the husband. Romantic, dramatic, and totally viral. Can you sell it? I looked at the crowd, at the cameras now pointed at us, at my family's desperate, hopeful faces. Yeah, I said. I can sell it. Good. Dante smiled. Then let's give them a show they'll never forget. And that's how my brother's disaster became my 5-year prison sentence. Or maybe my 5-year adventure. I honestly couldn't tell yet. Wake up. I jolted awake to find Dante standing over my bed. The guest bed. Looking furious. What time is it? I groaned. 6 a.m. Get dressed. We have a problem. What kind of problem? He threw a tablet at me. I caught it and looked at the screen. My stomach dropped. It was a news article with the headline, Silvano heir secretly married to male escort. Below it were photos of me from 2 years ago when I was broke and desperate and did some art modeling for a sketchy website that I thought was legitimate but turned out to be. Oh my God. I breathed. Oh my God is right, Dante said coldly. Care to explain why there are half-naked photos of you on the internet tagged as escort services? It's not what it looks like. Really? Because it looks like my husband used to sell himself online. I didn't. I was modeling. I thought it was for an art collective. An art collective called Twinks for Hire? I wanted to die. I didn't know that's what they'd use the photos for. I was 19 and needed money, and they said it was legitimate modeling. And you didn't think to research the company first? I was desperate. Dante laughed harshly. Well, congratulations, Ezra. You just tanked my family's reputation. Do you know what the board is saying? That I married a prostitute. That I'm being blackmailed. That our entire merger is a joke. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. Dante was pacing now, rage radiating off him. I have investors pulling out, partners questioning my judgment. My own father called to ask if I'd lost my mind. So what do? We do nothing, Dante snarled. I'm going into damage control mode, and you're going to stay here and keep your mouth shut until I figure out how to spin this. He stormed out, slamming the door so hard a picture frame fell off the wall. I sat there, numb, staring at those photos of 19-year-old me trying to look sexy for a camera, not knowing I was being set up. My phone started ringing. Sebastian. Don't answer it, I muttered to myself. It rang again. My mother. Then my father. Then numbers I didn't recognize. I turned off my phone and buried my face in my hands. This was a disaster. 3 hours later, there was a knock on my door. Go away, I called out. The door opened anyway. But it wasn't Dante. It was a man I'd never seen before. Tall, elegant, with silver-streaked black hair and eyes like frozen mercury. He wore a suit that probably cost more than a car and moved with the kind of grace that made you nervous. Ezra Monroe, he said pleasantly. We haven't met. I'm Vincent Carrows. I stared at him. How did you get in here? I own the security company Dante uses. His smile was sharp. Nothing in this house happens without my knowledge. What do you want? To help you. Vincent sat in the armchair across from my bed like he owned it. I've been watching you, Ezra. You're in quite the predicament. If you're here to lecture me about those photos, I'm here to offer you an out. Vincent interrupted. Dante's reputation is tanking because of you. His business partners are nervous. His family is furious. But I have a solution. What kind of solution? Vincent's smile widened. Marry me instead. I choked. What? Your marriage to Dante isn't real anyway, Vincent said reasonably. It's a business arrangement, but it's clearly not working. So here's my offer. Divorce Dante, marry me, and I'll make all your problems disappear. The photos, the scandal, everything. I'll even pay you twice what Dante's paying you. I'm not divorcing Dante. Why not? He clearly doesn't want you anymore. Did you see how he looked at you this morning? Like you were garbage. The words hit harder than they should have. He was just angry. He was disgusted. Vincent corrected. And he has every right to be. You've humiliated him, damaged his reputation, made him look weak in front of his enemies. I didn't mean to. But you did. Vincent stood, pulling out a card. Think about my offer, because Dante's going to throw you out eventually. And when he does, you'll have nothing. No money, no protection, no future. But with me, his smile was predatory. With me, you'd have everything. He left before I could respond. I stared at the card in my shaking hands. Vincent Carrows. CO. A phone number. And a way out of this nightmare. Dante didn't come home that night. Or the next night. By day 3, I was going crazy. The news was brutal. Silvano marriage a sham. Ezra Monroe. Gold digger or escort? Dante Silvano refuses to comment on husband's past. I tried calling him. It went to voicemail. I tried texting. No response. Sebastian finally answered one of my calls. Seb, where's Dante? Is he okay? He's at the office, Sebastian said quietly. He's been there for 3 days straight. Ezra, it's bad. Really bad. 3 major investors pulled out. The stock dropped 15%. Dad's freaking out because the Silvano family is threatening to void the merger entirely. Because of me? I whispered. Because of the photos, Sebastian corrected. But yeah, basically. What do I do? Honestly, I don't know. Dante won't talk to anyone. He's locked himself in his office and he's... Ezra. I've never seen him like this. Like what? Broken. The word hit me like a punch. I have to see him, I said. He won't let you in. I don't care. Where's his office? Sebastian gave me the address and I was out the door in 5 minutes. Silvano Industries was a gleaming tower in the financial district. I walked in wearing jeans and a hoodie. My usual clothes, not the designer stuff Dante had bought me, and immediately felt out of place. I need to see Dante Silvano, I told the receptionist. She looked me up and down with barely concealed disdain. Do you have an appointment? I'm his husband. Her expression shifted to something like pity. Mr. Silvano isn't seeing anyone. I don't care. I need to see him. Now. Security. Let him up. I spun around. A woman in her 50s with sharp eyes and an expensive suit was standing behind me. Mrs. Silvano? I guessed. Dante's mother, she confirmed. And you must be the boy who's destroying my son's life. Direct hit. I didn't mean to. No one ever means to, she interrupted. But intent doesn't matter, does it? Only consequences. And the consequences of your past are currently costing my family millions. I know. That's why I need to see Dante. To apologize. To fix this. You can't fix this, Mrs. Silvano said coldly. The damage is done. The best thing you can do now is disappear. Quietly. Before you make things worse. I'm not disappearing. Then you're a fool. She turned to leave, then paused. Top floor. Corner office. But don't say I didn't warn you. The elevator ride felt like it took forever. When the doors opened, I stepped into a sleek, modern space that screamed money and power. You can't be here, a secretary said immediately. I'm Ezra Monroe, Dante's husband. I know who you are. Her tone made it clear what she thought of that. Mr. Silvano doesn't want to be disturbed. Too bad. I walked past her toward the corner office and threw open the door. Dante was sitting at his desk, tie loosened, shirt wrinkled, looking like he hadn't slept in days. He looked up and the expression on his face. God, it hurt. Get out, he said flatly. No, Ezra. I'm not in the mood. I don't care. I walked in and slammed the door. You've been avoiding me for 3 days. I've been busy cleaning up your mess. I know. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about those photos. Sorry doesn't fix this. Dante stood, and I saw the rage and exhaustion and something else. Something like hurt in his eyes. Do you have any idea what you've cost me? My reputation is ruined. My business is hemorrhaging money. My own family thinks I'm an idiot for marrying you. Then divorce me, I shouted. If I'm such a liability, just end this. I can't. The words hung in the air. What? I breathed. Dante laughed bitterly. The contract. The one your father signed. It has a clause that says if we end the marriage within the first year, my family loses everything they've invested in yours. Millions of dollars. Gone. So I'm stuck with you, Ezra. Stuck with your past, your scandals, your... Fine. I was crying now, angry tears streaming down my face. Vincent Caros offered me a way out. He said he'd marry me instead. Pay me double. Make all of this disappear. So maybe I should just take his offer and save us both the trouble. Dante went very, very still. Vincent Caros, he repeated slowly. When did you talk to Vincent? 3 days ago. He came to the house. And you're just now telling me this? You weren't answering my calls. Dante crossed the room in 3 strides and grabbed my shoulders. Listen to me very carefully. Vincent Caros is dangerous. He's been trying to take down my family for years. And if he offered to marry you, it's not because he wants to help. It's because he wants to use you to destroy me. How? By making you his. By having you divorce me publicly. By humiliating me in front of the entire business world. Dante's grip tightened. He's playing you, Ezra. And you almost fell for it. I didn't. I wasn't going to. Weren't you? Dante challenged. Because it sounded like you were seriously considering it. Only because you've been treating me like I'm toxic. You are toxic, Dante shouted. You've been in my life for 3 days and you've already cost me everything. My reputation, my business relationships, my family's respect. Then why are you fighting so hard to keep me? The question stopped him cold. We stared at each other, both breathing hard. I don't know, Dante finally said, his voice rough. I don't know. He released me and walked back to his desk, running his hands through his hair. You should go, he said quietly. Before I say something I'll regret. Dante. Go, Ezra. I stood there for a moment, tears streaming down my face, watching this man who'd been so confident and powerful just days ago look completely defeated. And I realized something. I didn't want to leave, even though he was angry, even though I'd ruined everything, even though this was supposed to be fake. I didn't want to leave him. No, I said. Dante looked up, surprised. I said no, I repeated. You said we're a team. You said we face things together. So I'm not leaving. I'm staying. And we're going to fix this. Together. There's nothing to fix. Then we'll make something new. I walked over to him. Dante, I don't care about Vincent's offer. I don't care about the photos or the scandal or any of it. Care about this. About us. About making this work. Why? Dante's eyes were searching mine. Why would you care about making this work? It's just a contract. Just a business arrangement. Is it? I challenged, throwing his own words back at him. We stared at each other, and then Dante kissed me. Not for show. Not for cameras. Not for anyone but us. He kissed me like he was drowning and I was the only thing keeping him alive. When we broke apart, we were both shaking. We have a press conference in an hour, Dante said roughly, to address the scandal. Then let's address it, I said. Together. His smile was small but genuine. Together, he agreed. And for the first time in 3 days, I felt like maybe, just maybe, we were going to be okay. The press conference room was packed. Every major news outlet was there. Cameras everywhere. Reporters shouting questions before we even sat down. Dante's hand was iron-tight around mine as we walked to the podium. Ready? He murmured. No, I admitted. But let's do it anyway. We sat down and the room erupted. Mr. Silvano, is it true your husband was an escort? Ezra, did you marry Dante for money? Is the marriage a fraud? Dante held up a hand and the room quieted. Thank you all for coming, he said, his voice calm and authoritative. I'm here today to address the recent allegations about my husband, Ezra Monroe. I felt every eye in the room on me. First, Dante continued, let me be clear, Ezra was never an escort. The photos that surfaced were from a legitimate modeling job he took when he was 19 years old. He was told it was for an art collective. He was lied to and exploited by people who used his image without consent. But the website, a reporter started. The website was shut down 2 years ago for fraudulent practices, Dante interrupted. Ezra was one of dozens of young people they scammed. He's a victim, not a criminal. I stared at him. He'd researched this. Actually researched it. Second, Dante said, his hand tightening on mine. I'm tired of lying. My heart stopped. What was he doing? The truth is, Dante continued, and I could feel him trembling slightly, my marriage to Ezra started as a business arrangement. My family needed to merge with the Monroe family. Ezra's brother Marcus was supposed to marry me, but he ran away. Ezra stepped in to save both our families from financial ruin. The room exploded with shouting. Dante, I hissed. But here's what nobody knows, Dante said louder, silencing the crowd. What started as a contract became something else entirely. He turned to look at me, and the expression on his face. Oh God, I didn't want to marry Marcus, Dante said quietly. I never did, because 3 months before the wedding, I met Ezra at a family dinner. And for the first time in my life, I felt something I'd never felt before. What? A reporter called out. Hope, Dante said simply. Ezra was kind when he didn't have to be. Funny when everyone else was serious. Real when everyone around me was fake. And I wanted him, desperately. But he was my fiancé's brother. Off limits. Impossible. Tears were streaming down my face now. So when Marcus ran away and Ezra offered to take his place, I said yes. Not because of the contract. Not because of the merger. But because it gave me what I wanted. Him. The room was dead silent. But I was a coward, Dante continued, his voice rough. I told myself it was just business. That I could keep him at arm's length. That I wouldn't fall for him. And then those photos came out and I blamed him. Pushed him away. Made him feel like he was worthless when the truth is, his voice cracked. The truth is he's the best thing that ever happened to me. And I almost lost him because I was too scared to admit that this stopped being fake the moment he said, I do. Couldn't breathe. So yes, Dante said, addressing the cameras directly. My marriage started as a contract, but it became real. And I don't care who knows it. I don't care about the scandal or the photos or what people think. I love him, and I'm not letting him go. He turned to me, his eyes shining. Ezra Monroe, I love you. I'm sorry I was an idiot. I'm sorry I hurt you. And I'm asking you, in front of all these people, to give me another chance. A real chance. Not as a contract. Not as an arrangement. But as your husband. The entire room was staring at me. Waiting. I looked at Dante. At this complicated, difficult, wonderful man who just laid his heart bare in front of the world. And I knew my answer. You're an idiot, I said, my voice shaking. Dante's face fell. You're controlling and bossy, and you make decisions without asking me, and you have terrible communication skills. Ezra. But you're also brave and protective, and you researched my past to defend me, and you just told the world you love me even though it could ruin you. I grabbed his face. So yes, you absolute disaster of a man. I'll give you another chance. Because I love you too. Dante's smile was blinding. He kissed me right there, in front of every camera in the country, and I kissed him back like my life depended on it. The room erupted in applause and shouting and camera flashes. When we finally broke apart, we were both crying and laughing. We're going to be on every news channel for weeks, Dante murmured against my lips. Worth it, I said. The press conference went viral within an hour. Hashtag Ezra Silvano was trending again. But this time the posts were different. I'm not crying, you're crying. The way he said, I love you, I'm sobbing. This is the most romantic thing I've ever seen. Give them their own reality show. We were in the car heading home when Dante's phone rang. It's my father, he said, his expression tense. Answer it, I said, squeezing his hand. Dante put it on speaker. Dante. His father's voice was cold. That press conference was a mistake. Dante interrupted. A disaster? I know, but I don't care. I was going to say brave, his father said quietly. Dante froze. What? You did what I never could. You chose love over duty. And watching you up there, defending your husband, being honest about your feelings. His father's voice cracked. I was proud of you, son. Dante's hand was shaking. Dad, I'm sorry, his father continued, for pushing you into that arrangement, for caring more about business than your happiness, for making you think love was a weakness. I was wrong. Dad, bring Ezra to dinner on Sunday, his father said. Your mother wants to apologize too, and actually meet the man who made her son smile for the first time in years. He hung up. Dante stared at the phone like it might explode. Did that just happen? He asked. I think your dad just gave us his blessing, I said, amazed. I think he did. Dante pulled me into his arms. God, I love you. I love you too, I said. Even though you're a disaster. Your disaster, he corrected. Yeah, I agreed. Mine. 6 months later. Stop fidgeting, Dante said, adjusting my tie. I'm nervous. You're graduating art school, not going to war. Easy for you to say. You're not the one walking across that stage. Dante smiled and kissed me softly. I'm so proud of you, you know that? You've said it every day for the last month, I said. But I was smiling too. After the press conference, everything had changed. Dante had enrolled me in the art program I'd always dreamed of, paid off my student loans, supported me through every late night and stressful exam. And in return, I'd stood by him as he rebuilt his business relationships and reputation. We were a team, a real one. Mr. Silvano? Mr. Monroe. A photographer approached us. Mind if I get a photo for the society page? Actually, Dante said, pulling me close. We don't mind at all. We posed together, me in my cap and gown, Dante in his suit, both of us grinning like idiots. The photographer took the shot and left. You know what's funny? I said as we walked toward the graduation ceremony. What? Marcus called me last week. From Mexico. Said he saw the press conference. And he said he was happy for us. That he was sorry for running away. That maybe it all worked out the way it was supposed to. Ha! Dante said. Maybe he's not a complete idiot after all. He's still an idiot, I corrected. But he's my idiot brother. Speaking of idiots, Dante said, stopping suddenly. I have something for you. He pulled out a small box. My heart stopped. Dante, it's not what you think, he said quickly. Well, it is, but also it isn't. Just open it. I opened the box to find a key. A key? To the art studio I bought you, Dante said, looking nervous for the first time since I'd met him. Downtown. 3,000 square feet. North-facing windows. It's yours. For your paintings, your work, whatever you want. I stared at the key, then at him. You bought me a studio? I wanted to give you space to create, to be yourself. I kissed him, shutting him up. Thank you, I whispered against his lips. For everything. For believing in me. For loving me. For being my disaster. Always, Dante promised. For the rest of our lives. The rest of our lives, I repeated. I like the sound of that. Good, Dante said. Because I'm never letting you go, Ezra Monroe Silvano. Monroe Silvano, I laughed. When did we decide on hyphenating? Right now, Dante said. Because you're mine and I'm yours and everyone should know it. You're ridiculous. You love it. I really do, I admitted. And as we walked toward the graduation ceremony together, hand in hand, I realized something. What started as a disaster had become the best thing that ever happened to me. I'd married a stranger to save my family, but I'd found a home, partner, a love that was real, and that was worth everything. 1 year later, I can't believe you're making me do this, I said, staring at the massive canvas. You're an artist, Dante said reasonably. I'm commissioning a piece. This is literally your job. You want me to paint you naked. I want you to paint us, Dante corrected. Together, naked. It'll be romantic. It'll be embarrassing. It'll be displayed in our bedroom where no one else can see it, Dante said. Come on, Ezra. You've painted me clothed a dozen times. Time to up the ante. I looked at my husband, my real, actual, genuine husband, standing there in our art studio wearing nothing but a smirk and confidence. Fine, I sighed, picking up my brush. But if this ends up on the internet somehow, I'm divorcing you. No, you're not, Dante said smugly. No, I'm not, I agreed, because he was right. I was never leaving. This disaster of a marriage had become everything I never knew I needed, and I wouldn't change a single moment. Well, maybe the part where my family almost got us killed, but everything else? Perfect. The end.